you all as miserable as me and Mark? We are seriously miserable. Oh.
I can't even find the money.
I've lost. My thing's not working. Hi Tracy. Hi Lorraine. Hi Candice. Hi Wendy. Thanks for the ice cream. Hey Libby. Hi Alison. Hi Doreen. Hi Jen. Yes, I'm melting. I'm melting.
We're going to be melting next week.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be really bad, isn't it?
Hi
Ali. Hi Louise. Hi Susan. Hi Kimberly. Yes, we are melting totally and utterly. Hi Chloe. Hi Tracy. Hi Karen. I already said hello. I've said hello to Tracy twice. You are a lucky girl. Hi Margaret. I'm hoping that this is going to cool down a bit tomorrow. Did you say it was cooling down tomorrow?
Cooling down tomorrow.
Good. Hi Sonia. Because even though I have actually spent the whole day working, it has not been pleasant. I'm desperately trying to finish the pop-up book, and it's so nearly there. But I'm not gonna, pretend that you're here for anything other than the sub-box book, which I promised I'd show you tonight. So, without further ado, let me just say there isn't much light here. I hate putting the big light on the top because it strobes a bit. Let me see if this one will work. Give me a bit more light. Have you not? Why is this not? Oh, I'm not plugged in. That would be why it's not working. We need to get that new one set up that you got. Right, let's try that. I don't think that's made any difference at all. I'm going to put the big light on and see if that does. Hi, Ulrika. Hi, Janelle. What's 81 in English? Hi, Peggy. Oh God, that's horrible. Yes, I bet you it's as hot. I bet you it's as hot here. Although you did say when you came home that it's cooler outside than it is in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in paper scissors. Yeah, I'm in the right place. Right, okay, sub-box book. I have never made one this size before. I don't even really know how it ended up like that. Now, there is more paper than you could ever use. To be honest with you, it's in the sub-box. The paper that I've used is called Tweethearts by Paper Boutique, which is a UK company. And I've got 3 books of 8x8 paper. There is a plain sort of solid pad. There is one with lots of cutter parts on, and then there's one that's got sort of like a solid pattern paper and some various other cutter parts. And you're going to have pretty much a whole book left. So this is going to be excellent value for money, this one, because there's so much paper. You've got enough to do all sorts of other things. So it is a bit of an odd size. Let me just measure it for you. Now, I haven't put any photo mats in this, so you can put your photos wherever you like. And it is 9.5 by 4 inches, just over 4 inches, actually. 4 1/8. I'm sure that seemed like a good idea at the time. There must have been a good reason for doing that. But there's so much paper that what I've done is the images throughout, I've just layered them up and up and up and up and up. And I don't know if this memory's here. This is 3D printed by Mark, and he's going to do some other little bits, I think, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, but we haven't done them yet, so those are going to be a surprise in your kit when you get it. So the book's quite thick. It is quite wide. I might I haven't actually videoed the class yet, but when I do, I might actually reduce it in size marginally when I do that. But when you open it up, what you've got is this graduated sort of pages here all the way through in size. So it starts off with the smallest one, which I wanted to do just like because I wanted this image just to be kind of on its own at the front. And as I go through, I'll show you that it's not quite as it seems. So I've kept my decoration. Hi, David. I've kept my decoration really fairly simple for this because you can absolutely go to town with it. Okay, I've kept it simple from my point of view. You can go mad with it, but all I've done is where I've taken these cut apart images is I've just picked out bits and I've just raised it up. So here on this bit, all I've done is I've taken that heart and I've just raised it up onto a bit of chipboard. Over here with this one, I've just taken the birds and one of the flowers and I've just raised it up. So that's the same as you go all the way through. I've taken the images and I've just layered them up because I like that. So the first page, we've got our cut apart, which I've layered up, and we've got this pull out tag here. Okay, that's nice and simple. All right.
Easy.
And then, ease you into it. And then I turn it over and I've got this lovely image that I've cut out. And I have matted everything onto black card because I really wanted to have a bit of a nice, strong outline to it. And then on this side, what we've got is a flap. Okay. Turn it over and you've got the same again here. But as you see, each page is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, the flap isn't a flap. It's actually a pull-out bit. So you've got loads and loads of room here for photographs, okay? So you can put photographs on the flaps, you can put photographs on here, you can put photographs here, okay? And that is all the way through. Okay, Candice is asking what the sub box is. Right, every other month I do a subscription box, which is a full mini book kit. And when I do this, one of the things that I like to do is work with other small businesses to have a little something extra in the kit. So it's a full mini book kit with papers and all of the structural things that you need to put it together, and then something. Now, the one that I originally had organised for August has had to be postponed for very good reasons. And I don't want to talk too much to you about it because I want to do it another time. I would be working with another business to provide something to make the book with. I can't really explain. I'm not sure if I've got any spaces left. I might have. I'm not 100% sure. I need to just double check that. But it's every other month. And if you subscribe, and I ask you to subscribe for a minimum of 3 boxes, it's $29.99 plus shipping. But if I've got any left over, which is rare, very rare, if I have got any left over, then you can buy the boxes are one-off, which is £35 plus shipping. And I do try and keep them seasonal if I can. So when we're looking at October, we've already discussed last week that I'm looking to have the sort of the autumnal papers from Scrapnear, and I have actually ordered our Christmas papers, but I can't tell you what they are just yet because they're not out. But I think you'll like them. And that I will tell you that they're by a company called Crate Paper, who I'm sure you've heard of before. Hi, Mary. Hope you had a good day today. Hi, Diana. So, so as I said, each of these pages gets progressively longer. So if I just walk you through it quickly, you can see that I've kept the papers the same on each kind of like spread, but they change each one. So, we've got these bits here. So you've got loads and loads and loads of room for photographs. It just opens out and you can add bits all over. But you've got more than enough paper and you're going to have plenty left over. So there you go. You get the idea. So that's the mini. That will be the subscription box. I'm actually going to be away the last weekend in July. And I'm not returning until the 1st of August. So it might be that I get these out early. So I will be invoicing those who are subscribed probably early next week so that I can get these out next week early. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It might be that you're waiting for your class until the 2nd. And the link, because like I said, I'm away and I'm not back until the 1st. So that's a subscription box book for August. It's quite different, and it's going to have a few more little 3D printed bits on it. Candice, leave it with me. What I'll do is I'll check my numbers and then I'll get back to you. But I might be able to fit you in. Probably more likely than not, I just need to just double check. But if I haven't got back to you early next week, will you remind me? Sorry. Hi, Jennifer. Right, so there you go. So that's the sub box. So that's one out of the way. Right, so tonight we are starting Spectrum Sherbet. Now, when I was finishing off my photo mats the other day before I did my overview video, once I'd finished making all the bits to go inside and decorating my photo mats, I realised that I'd actually got truckloads of stuff left over. Hi, Millie. So what I did was I just took some lengths of chain and some of these ephemera that I had left over, and I just made this little sort of charm, I suppose. So if you want to do that, just grab yourself some jump rings and some chain, and we'll do that towards the end, and I'll show you how I put that together. But that was just a bit of a last minute thing that I did. So let me just take that off for a minute. And then just to take you quickly through the book, we've got a symmetrical folio. It's a folio because it's got a soft cover. However, a lot of people have said to me about making it as a hardback. Now, if you want to make it as a hardback, that won't be too much of a bother, but just bear in mind it's going to have a really wide spine. Okay, so long as you recognise that it's not going to look quite like this because it's going to have a very wide spine on it, then when we come to put it all together, I will do that as well. Okay, so I don't know what it's going to look like as a hardback. I haven't got a clue. And the first two things that we're going to make tonight, the first two pages actually, because what I want to do tonight is make the base pages. So the pages that make up all of these separate pages, I want to make those up tonight. But one of them, which is actually the sort of like the cover of the folio, just bear with me and make it up for now, even though it might well be wasted, if that makes sense, when you come to do the hardback. Okay, so what I want to do tonight is make the base pages for this bit, for this bit, for this bit, because this is a page,
And your Fitbit.
and my Fitbit, yeah, and then the cover. Okay, so I want to make those up tonight. We're not going to do any decorating tonight. I just want to make those up, and then we'll if you do want to do a hardcover, then this bit is going to be a bit pointless. It's up to you whether or not you want to do this first measurement. It's the first measurement on the cutting guide. It's up to you. It's up to you. Okay, right. So let's get started. So what you're going to need first of all is you are going to need your cardstock and you are going to need your trimmer. Okay, so we're not going to do anything terribly fancy tonight because quite frankly it's just too hot and I can't even breathe up here.
It's only 30.
It's only 30, is that all? It feels a lot hotter.
Yeah, in here it's 30.
Oh, do you want to see the front cover of the pop-up book? I finished it today. Look. Okay. I know, it's quite different for me, isn't it? But I've introduced Mark to glossy accents. He said, what was that? He's not seen glossy accents before. So there you go. So that should be finished tomorrow, I hope. It's nearly finished. Right, let me just get my stuff. Let's grab some card. Okay. Right, so these first two things, David's off to the pub. Yes, thank you.
I wish we were.
Yeah, I do too.
Nice cold cider.
Cider. Yeah.
Cold. No ice, because that's weird.
Yeah, why would you put ice in cider?
I don't know why people do it. They're weird.
I don't know. I presume you mean cardstock, Kimberly. I'm using 170 GSM pretty much.
It's about 160.
Yeah, it's about that sort of weight that I'm using because it is quite a thick and bulky book. So the thinner the cardstock, the better it would work. I think David's drinking your cider, dear. Right, okay, so right, let's get started. So these first two bits that I'm going to cut, if you're going to do the hardback one, you don't really need you don't need these because it's going to be a hardback, and we won't be using these until pretty much we've finished the pages anyway. So if you do want to do the hardback, you don't necessarily have to do this. So I'm going to cut 2 at 8 by 10. Now I say that, but actually I'm going to cut them at 8 by just under 10. So I've written 10 because it's easy, but actually I need you to cut it at something like 9 7/8. Okay. So I need you to cut 2 at 8 by 10, or essentially a smidge under, so 8 by 9 7/8. So a smidge under 10. Okay. Then I want you to cut 2 at 8 by 11. Now you don't need to cut these any smaller. You need to cut them exactly 8 by 11. Okay. That doesn't need any trimming off. It needs to be 8 by 11. Okay. Right. Should we just, do you want to cut everything now, or should we just do it? But no, if we do it, cut everything, we're just going to get confused, aren't we? We'll just start with that for now. Okay. So if you grab your scoreboard, the 2 that we've just cut that are 8 by 11, I want you to score on the 11-inch side. So that's 11 inches at the top. Sue, I don't know.
I think it's because it's been a while since I've seen you use it.
Yeah, well, this is it. I thought, because I don't tend to use it because it takes so long to dry. But I thought today it's going to be quick because of the weather, which it was. It dried in half an hour. So I'm going to score on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and 10.5 inches. And this is the same on both pieces. So this is the 8 by 11 piece. And I'm scoring on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and 10.5 inches. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my bone folder. And I'm going to fold on those score lines there like that. Now, my bone folder's filthy and I've lost my big bone folder because I haven't told Mark this yet, but I had a little accident this afternoon.
Oh. Well, do spill the
I
beans.
don't know whether I dare.
Oh. No, don't tell me. What? What the hell?
You had a little accident.
I'm not even going to ask. How is that impossible?
It's not impossible.
Evidently, it's not impossible.
I sat rather well. I dropped a whole load of stuff on the floor. Went to get a drink. Came back, moved my chair to kick stuff out of the way. Didn't see my safety ruler, or at least didn't move it to the right place, and sat. I'm not light at all, and I sat down really heavy on the chair and caught the edge of the ruler. And I must admit, even I'm impressed because yeah, I think I've probably damaged the chair, but I'm not looking.
I'm going to have to repair that.
I know you have. So can I have a new safety ruler, please, dear? Because that one is totally and utterly.
I'm going to get you a metal gauntlet as well to wear.
I'm really sorry. So anyway, this went flying. And it's knocked my bone folder somewhere, my big bone out, and I don't know where it's gone. It'll turn up. Never mind.
You've had to clean up as well.
I know, but
you can't find it.
because I've moved some stuff around. Right, okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to burnish on here like this. Get a nice sharp crease.
Oh yeah. I was going to say nice cold cider.
Oh no, but you can. I think is there something in the fridge?
I think we took it out of the fridge, mate. You're in the one.
Oh. So what I'm going to do next, these pieces that we haven't got any.
I haven't had it in a year yet, so give me time to drink it.
Okay. these pieces that we haven't scored, that will fit underneath those flaps like that, and it's going to be flat now because we took that little bit off. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to glue these flaps onto the top of here. Now I say that, but it is so flipping hot that my chances of doing anything before the glue dries are slim to non-existent. Ugh. Right, so let's put some glue on there like that.
That's not drying very quick to get.
It feels like it should be. Just get that straight.
Oh, I froze. Oh no.
Froze? Fat chance.
Froze. It was just very still. Did you faint it?
No, I was trying to get it straight.
I couldn't even hear your tongue sticking out.
Oh, shush. Right. Okay, so this is going to be either the front or the back cover if I'm making a folio. And now I'm going to do the same with the other one as well. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't want to stick. Right, so those are my front and back covers, so you can see all the way through them, okay? I'm just going to put those to one side because we're actually not going to need those, probably for a few weeks, but at least they're made. So next, we're going to cut the pages, okay? And I want you to cut 2 at 5.5 by 10, but we want to cut them. You can either cut them 5.5 by 10 and then cut them down afterwards, or you can cut them down now. So when I say 5.5 by 10, I mean a smidge under. So a smidge under 5.5 by 10. Now keep your offcuts because there's a few belly bands and weird bits in this that, you know, we can probably use these bits for. So that one is 5.5 by 10. We want 2 of those. And then we want 2 at 6 by 11. So 2 at 6 by 11 inches. You what?
My Facebook's playing up again.
Oh. Okay, then we need to cut 2 at 6.5 by 10. I say that, but you can cut it ever so slightly under. So 2 at 6.5 by 10. And then 2 at 7 by 11. And that is exact. 2 at 7 by 11. Okay, and then finally, I want you to cut 2 at 7.5 by 10, but actually just marginally under if you want to. So just under 7.5 by 10. And you want 2 of those. Just grab some more card. Oh. So just under 7.5 by 10, and you need 2 of those. And then finally, I want you to cut 2 at 8 by 11 exactly. So 2 at 8 by 11 exactly. Okay. Right, some of these little bits, they're not going to be any use. So I'm going to chuck these. But these wider pieces, I'm going to keep those because we've got bits later on that they will be useful for. So some of these wider pieces, because we might as well, you know, be careful with our cardstock.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, you can put your trimmer away because we're done with that for tonight.
Yeah.
So once I've cut all my pieces, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn them over so I've got them in the same order that I cut them. So the first piece that we cut that was 6.5 by 10, we've got 2 of those.
6 point, oh.
No, 5.5 by 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. The first 2 that we cut that were 5.5 by 10, we're not going to do anything with those, so put those to one side. Where did I put my... Oh, there it is. Okay. Right, so the next pieces that we cut were 6 by 11, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to score on the 6-inch side, so that means 6 inches at the top, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch, okay? We're going to turn that round, so we're scoring on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score at 10.5 inches. Okay, and it's exactly the same on the other one. So we're scoring on the 6-inch side at 1/2 inch. Turn that round, and we're going to score on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and at 10.5 inches. Okay, right. The next 2 pieces that we cut that were 6.5 by 10, we're not going to do anything with those, so I want you to put those to one side. The next 2 pieces that were 7 by 11, we're going to score on the 7-inch side at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and at 10.5 inches.
There's a pattern set in.
There is a pattern, isn't there? It's funny that. Okay, so we're going to score on the 7-inch side at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and at 10.5 inches. Okay? Right, so lastly, we've got 4 pieces left. We have got 2 pieces, which were 7.5 by 10. We're not doing anything with those, so put those to one side, which leaves us with our final 2 pieces that are 8 by 11. And we are going to score on the 8-inch side at 1/2 inch. And we are going to score on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and at 10.5 inches. Okay, so the very final piece, we're scoring on the 8-inch side at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to score on the 11-inch side at 1/2 inch and at 10.5 inches. Okay, so you can put your scoreboard away and grab a pair of scissors. Right, let me just catch up. Is everybody...
Yeah, Wendy's.
Hi, Glenn, are you feeling better?
Wendy's continued on with her holiday that she's on.
Oh, yes. Yes, Noah, you absolutely can. Oh, I need to message you. That's just answered a question, actually. Oh, yeah, I'm looking on the wrong bit. Is anybody watching on YouTube?
Donna.
Oh, hi, Donna on YouTube. Okay, right. So we've got these pieces now. I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm just going to turn them over, and I'm going to start with the narrowest ones. So I've got my 2 pieces that I didn't score, and then I've got these 2 pieces which are 6 by 11, and these are the ones that we've scored on. Okay, so what's coming? What are we doing now? Oh, that's good, Glyn. Well, you have a really speedy recovery. Okay, so now it's a little bit of kinky mitering, and if you haven't made a book with me, I better come clean.
Donna says hello, Cal, on YouTube.
Hi, Donna. Thank you. This isn't always a place for children, and it's not my fault, and I didn't start it. That's all I'm saying. But things have got a little bit out of hand, and we have boners and kinky mitering. I've already discussed boners tonight. Now we're going to do a bit of kinky mitering. Now, the reason that I don't miter straight across is because I have found that when you then fold, sometimes it doesn't always cut enough off, and you can end up with bulges where you don't want bulges. So I always put a bit of a kink in my miter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip up to where my score lines intersect, and I'm going to change the angle of my scissors, and I'm going to just take that off like that. So it's got a bit of a kink in it. That doesn't really show, that's hardly any kink. Let's do a bit more of a kink. So I'm going to snip up to where the score lines intersect, change the angle of my scissors, and then I'm going to cut that off there. So I've got a kink in my mitering. Yeah, we haven't got to gussets and flats, but that time will come. So I'm going to do the same on the other one. So I'm going to snip up to where the score lines intersect. And I'm going to chop those off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold on those flaps. Right, so now I've done that, I am going to burnish. So I get a nice sharp crease like that. So this is just like making a kind of like a regular pocket type of thing. Let's get those out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, as with that first page that we did, what we're going to do now is take these pieces that haven't got any score marks, and we're going to slip that in there. Okay. Now, that is quite tight, but it works, because what we don't want, you see, if we hadn't have taken anything off that, if you've got a bit of a bulge in it, so this is just a little bit too big to fit under these flaps without it lying straight, then just trim a little bit off, because you need it to be flat like that. Okay, that's why I take just a little bit of it off. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my glue, I'm going to put glue on my flaps. Line that up, and I'm going to stick that down.
Stick it.
You're going to what?
It
is a bit warm, isn't it? Okay, right, so that is my page. Right, and that is enclosed on one side and open on the other. So what this is the base of this page here, okay? It is the base of that. The next one is the base of this one, and then the one after is the base of that, and then this one at the back is what we made first of all, okay? So just to give you a little bit of a geographical understanding of where we are. So that is that page. So I'm going to put that to one side with the page that we already made, and I'm going to pop that inside there, make sure that it fits, and then I'm going to glue that down in the same way. Now, if you want to start racing ahead, you can do, because all the pages are made in exactly the same way. So we're going to make up the other two pages as well that we cut out earlier. Oh. And then as far as I'm concerned, that's all I want to get done tonight. Just get our base pages done, and then they can be marinating during the week and making themselves settle into the position we want them in. So that is that page made. So I'm going to put that to one side, and then I'm going to concentrate on the next one, which was 6.5 by 10 inches. So these two pieces that we haven't scored, these are 6.5 by 10. So what I'm going to do with the pieces that we did score, that was 7 by 11, is I'm going to kinky mitre that corner off there and there, like that. Okay, and then we're going to fold on that score line. Like that. Now we've just had fibre put up to the house, haven't we?
Yes.
So it's not been connected yet, but hopefully soon it will be. And it'll make a difference, won't it, to the classes being a little bit sharper, do you think?
I will find out.
So yeah, it might be that things improve when we've got fibre going on rather than the router. It'll save me waiting 10 hours for anything to upload to the OneDrive. Yeah, I know, but it's not like I'm not going to be waiting. Like if I try and put anything in the OneDrive, it takes like 10 hours to upload, or 10 hours to upload something to YouTube. It's going to be quicker than that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, our upload speed is going to be about 10 times faster.
Well, that's good then.
In theory. I get it right.
Okay, so I'm just doing exactly the same again. I'm just gluing these down. Normally I do my gluing all in one go, but I'm just doing it flat by flat because it's just drying so quickly.
And it's going to be even hotter next week.
Yeah. Now, if you've ordered an advent calendar, if you go into our website, you may see that your order says it's been fulfilled. All that means is that I've had to take it off the system. I've put it on a spreadsheet so I know, what's going on. It's just that if I leave it without saying it's fulfilled, it will be on there until November. And it'll just get in the way of all the other orders that come through. So don't be surprised if it says fulfilled. It doesn't mean it's on its way to you. Now, I have noticed that quite a few people paid their shipping at the same time. Thank you very much for that. Normally, I'd say I'd give it you back at this point, but I'm not going to, which is terrible, unless you really want me to, because every time I do that, it costs me a fortune. to refund people. So if it's all right with you, I'll just hold on to that. But I have made a note on my lovely spreadsheet. What, sorry?
There isn't a 5 by 10, is there?
No, 5.5 by 10.
Yeah.
But I had, you know, I said like you're all getting, if you've had an advent calendar, you're getting a little Christmas decoration to put on your tree. Well, you're also getting something to open on Christmas Day, which you don't normally get with advent calendars. And that arrived today, yesterday. I opened the box today. So I am really excited about that. So I'm going to get Mark wrapping. As you know, I better not get Mark wrapping. No, not that sort of wrapping. But there will be a little something for you to pop under your tree to open on Christmas Day as well.
Bonus number 25.
A bonus number 25, which you don't usually get with an advent calendar. Yeah, because we like Christmas. Right, so last one. I'm burnishing that now. Well, I don't know about kind exactly. Mark doesn't think it's kind when he's surrounded by boxes.
Yeah, just as we got the hair straight.
Yeah, but I know some of those will be out next week because all the sub box. There were so many boxes of card and paper for the sub box that, yeah, be fine.
Yep, be all boy.
Okay, so the final one, which is 7.5 by 10. That's going to go in there like that, and in there like that. So we're just gluing on the flaps so that it's open on one side. And then we have got our base pages made up.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Now, if anybody does want to make this as a hardback, and like I said, I can't take any responsibility for what it's going to look like, because it might look like a very different book, and it might look a little bit weird because it's got a wide spine. So I'm not taking any responsibility for that. I warn you now. But if you do want to do that,
and it turns out great, it was all Cal's
yeah,
idea.
and it turns out great. It was all my idea. Yeah, no, that wasn't what I was going to say. What I was going to say was you're going to need to get yourself some grey board, 1500 micron probably, 3 sheets of A4. And if you've decided to do that and you've had a kit, you've got some black Tyvek in your kit, you can use that. Otherwise, that might be a bit of a waste. So just use some white Tyvek if you can get hold of a little bit. I mean, we've got all this in the shop. If anybody does want to upgrade, just let me know. I don't think it'll cost much to post. I'm sure we can help out with that. But like I said, I don't know what it's going to turn out like. It might look quite unbalanced. I don't know. Might look great. We shall see.
So she says she's loving the subtitles. They are so funny.
Why was it said this time? I dread to think. Am I still Cow Summers?
No, some problem. Then that's what glue you're using, but I've
Yeah.
But
well, I'm using. This is the old bottle. The new bottles
they're easy to post again.
They are much easier to post, but I've lost. I don't know. That shot off somewhere as well, but it was empty. So yeah. So what we've got now is we have got. Let me just get rid of these bits of spare paper that I've got. So what we've got now, we've got these base pages. So we've got these bits that we made for the cover that you can see right through. So if I just put those there, you can see. We've got these bigger pages that are going to fit on there like that and like that. Then we've got the middle-sized pages that go on there like that and like that. And then we've got the smaller pages that fit on like that. And that is the start of our Spectrum Sherbet Folio, okay? So, Lynn, hi Lynn. So that is what we're going to be, that's what we're starting with. So we've got done what I wanted to do tonight. If you're around tomorrow, we'll be doing some more of the pop-up book. I can show you a bit more. It's nearly finished. So I've done the cover. Open it up. You've seen this bit. And I've made the pull-out tabs that go in between. You've seen that little booklet, but I've made this one now as well. So that goes up like that. Oh, there's a little bee there. I wondered where he'd gone to. He fell off the other side. So there's that one. Then here, what I've done is this is magnetized, but I've got this little pull out. You've seen these a lot lately, I think. This little pull out bit. Okay. And then here, which is the, this is a pull out section, which I put upside down because I'm an idiot. But Mark really likes these waterfalls. It's your favourite, isn't it?
It's one of my favourites.
Yes. So I've made 2 waterfalls on it for him. And I know we've made them before, but they kind of count as pop-ups. So those go woo, like that. Turn it over. And that goes woo. And then I'm just finishing this off at the moment. That's going to be another pop-up. So I'll show you this tomorrow, like that. Okay, that's I'll leave that out actually because I'm going to do that in a minute. And then the back bit which goes up like that, which you've seen. So I'm ever so nearly there because I want to take a video of it. So I need to get it finished. So I'll do a bit more in a bit and then done because I want it done for tomorrow night. So that's the Let It Be. No, it's not. Yes, it is. The pop-up book that we're doing in Crafting Together with All Brands. That'll be tomorrow at 7:30. And I think for this week, that's actually it.
Other than melting.
Other than melting. So we'll see you back here next Wednesday. When hopefully I should have finished the book for the Sugar Rush retreat, which we have still got a couple of spaces left on. So if you're around middle of August, I'm doing a 2-day retreat in Staffordshire using Sugar Rush by Vicky Booton, which I'm just working on as well at the moment. But it's turning out a bit too much like another book, so I might have to change it so that you've got something completely new to play with. But there are some information. There are a couple of spaces left, and the information for that is on the website, which is calsummers.co.uk/retreats. Okay, but you can also find out more information in the featured posts at the top of Paper Scissors Story. All right then, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow. So bye.
Oh.